Hello and welcome to a brand new series. This time we're going to take a look again at Kaiserreich, which has been updated a lot since last time we played. We're now at 0.4.3, and as the thumbnail suggests, we are going to play as Italy. Why Italy? Well, kind of because I haven't really played with Italy in a very long time. Italy was our first game and I've never played with the country again since. So I was kind of like, you know what? Yeah, I think it's time to take a look at Italy again. Italy has a unique focus tree, has a very interesting position in the political scheme of things. So I was like, yeah, this seems like an interesting play to do. So first off, let's take a quick look through the focus tree. We got, of course, our aftermath of the Black Monday tree. This is a very interesting thing here. We got a peaceful reunion proposal that we could do at the Social Republic of Italy that exists in Sicily and the south of Italy, which I don't know by name. What is it called? Puglia, Campania, Abruzzo. I think it's Naples during that period, during some certain period. So that this is our expansion tree. So it either we do it peacefully or we go to war, and I'll talk about that a bit later. Then there is our very interesting papal tree. So we're ruled by the Pope, apparently. Pius the 6th, or the 11th. Yes, Pius the 11th. And we will be replaced by either one of these. So there are several choices to go, and I still need to read through these trees proper to make a decision of who I want to go through. But I know, for instance, that there is a modifier we have decentralized state because there's a 0.2 modifier on gaining political power, so that we don't gain it. And I'm sorry, I'm moving in my chair a lot. So that's fairly interesting to take a look at. But there's also like established democracy. So what the hell happens? Changes in the world situation may affect this. I don't know what this is like. Like, do we become a democracy or you know, stuff like that. So I don't know if there's like what it does. Then we got a okay, this is Italy become a monarchy. So there's a lot of interesting things. I'll go take a more in-depth look through that later while the game is running. For now, I think it's important to start taking a good look at what kind of army we have. So what do? We actually don't have that much of an army to begin with. So let's start getting... Is it just 3 that we have? Yeah. 3 mountaineers. So what we could do is... Okay. Gonna change you to a gray army. I hate purple for my armies, so we'll go for a solid green. Alright, and we're gonna change you to mountaineers and add you in there. Very good. Okay, so that's our armies organized. We actually have a fairly decent navy. Gonna split off the U-boats though. And let's see, we've got... this guy is pretty good, and we'll put in this guy. And we'll do a little bit of patrolling around Italy. And let's see. Then I'll select the submarines. And I'll do the convoy rating. Very good. Okay, that's that setup. I'm gonna move the submarines though to a different port. Or the other ones. Let's see. A 2, a 5, a 4, an 8, a 10. Alright, so you're gonna go there to Toscana. Right. That seems to be most of it. Let's go through technology. Let's do the standard basic machine tools, construction, and electronic mechanical engineering. Alright, next up is industry. I'm gonna run with a balanced as usual. Half of it I want for civilian, and half of it is for war production. So you have, okay, you are bordering, it's 4. We don't have that much of an economy right now. which could be considered a little bit problematic. We are tiny. We have no more colonies, and we are tiny as hell. Alright, oh, you already are at your point, and you are as well. Okay, then we'll put factories here. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1. 1. Let's see, 2, 2, 2. Yep, and the rest of it is all gonna be military. There we go. Move these guys down. I know this is no longer like the best strategy, but our infrastructure is actually fairly good, so we don't really have to bother that much with, you know, the build speed being very crap. Alright, 3 military factories. Artillery and infantry equipment is something that we need to start building, so I want actually all of this to be produced. And let's even this out like this. Okay, we need oil, rubber, and tungsten. Let's see. Let's go. Because this is not the first one I want to go. I want to see what happens here. But besides, I don't think I can annex Italy just yet, because they are in an alliance with France, which is not beneficial for us. So we just kind of have to wait. So let's go for war reparations. Let's start training some more mountaineer divisions. You'll be like right there. Add it on to gray. Let's start with that. Give these guys a commander. You're a tank commander, you're old guard. Ah, well. If we get tanks, you'll be the one to pick it up. Same goes for this guy. Alright, so reason we don't want to go for a war goal real quick is France has a lot of forces, we don't. So, not a good idea. Alright, we need oil, tungsten, and rubber. Needing is a big word here, so well, let's skimp on that for now. Let's put a couple of convoys because we have very little. And I will take the oil because now we're at a deficit of 3. We'll trade with the US. And sport equipment and motorized. Like, are the divisions that bad? Yeah, they're not that good. Wow, they are bad. Okay. What do my mountaineers look like? Oh, can work with that. Alright, let's unpause and get the show on the road. I know most of this already. Want to remove faction joining limits? No. Thank you, Kaiserreich team. And yeah, great job. This is presented as in lore and storytelling conveying through events. National focus on means, however, as the player you might not realize because most happenings in foreign countries. You know, I want to know everything. Everything. Because I like the lore behind this mod. It's just, it presents an interesting concept and I like to learn more about it. But yeah, we are a country on our ass. Kerensky has been shot and killed on our way to the Senate. Who is President Kerensky? Oh, and save Mother Russia. So the Russian president has been shot. Si, signore. Si. Very si indeed. Okay. Yeah. Alright, new King of Britain. Is a new elected written by Pope Quadragesimo Quinto Anno. In the 45th year is a new encyclical written by Pope Pius XI that discusses the ethical implications of social and economic orders 45 years after Leo XIII's Rerum Novarum encyclical. The encyclical describes the major dangers of human freedom and dignity arising from the unrestrained capitalism and the syndicalism, calling for a reconstruction of the social order based on a principle of solidarity and subsidiarity. Jesus Christ. The first part, he reviews and applauds the encyclical of his predecessor, which helped the development of a new social conscience. According to Pius XI, 3 elements determine a fair wage: the workers' family responsibilities, the economic conditions of the enterprise, and the economy as a whole. The family has an innate right to development, but this is only possible within the framework of a functioning economy and sound enterprise. For this, Pope Pius concludes that solidarity, not conflict, is a necessary condition. The Pope therefore demands more solidarity, especially between employers and employees, through new forms of cooperation and communication among Catholic citizens. A new era of Catholic corporativism is just a beginning. I have no clue. I think what he says, you don't that you need to be as a country more as a behave as a whole and as on the individual. I think that's what it's talking about. That's about the individual right, more about the rights of an entire nation that we're talking about. I'm not sure though. Okay, this is an event that always happens. I've always found it weird, but why is Afghanistan always declaring war on India? Because it doesn't even look like they can win it. Must be an event. Electoral gridlock in France. The Commune of France, in the world's leading syndicalist nation, united as a federation of city communes and directed by the Comité de Salut Public, the chief executive. Ever since its inception, however, the second commune was not uniform in its policy. Numerous factions arose, each one with their own ideas of which path France should take. At the time for revenge against Germany and the World Revolution closes in, the CGT election of 1936 we said was very important. It was also important in fact that none of these foreign nations could acquire a majority. Much like before the election, a coalition must be found. But how will this change the shape of the commune politics? Only men in the CSP itself. No, interesting. In the 5th Anglo-Afghani War. After the Weltkrieg, the British Raj collapsed into turmoil and warfare. The neighboring kingdom of Afghanistan took advantage of this opportunity to seize Peshawar and Quetta, both border regions of the Dominion. However, the Afghan government's attempts to modernize over the last decades have been met with fierce resistance from the conservative elements within the country. King Amanullah Khan now hopes to use the turmoil in Delhi following the death of George V, to his advantage by repeating the success of the 4th Anglo-Afghan War. The king hopes to silence the conservative opposition and bring new lands to the crown. However, international experts do not put many hopes on the tiny mountain nation winning this conflict. Who cares about Afghanistan? Well, that's the text there. So yeah, they're not going to win this. They have no forces to do this. They're outnumbered 1 to 4 in divisions, so... Black Monday hits Italian Federation. Almost 2 weeks ago, the Berlin Stock Exchange plunged into bottomless depth, throwing Germany's economy into an unprecedented crisis. Now the crash shock waves have reached Italian Federation. German and Austrian-owned companies have closed down or laid off their workers. The Italian lira is losing value, and industrial exports are shrinking. So we got that Black Monday hit, which is just production cap. Consumer goods factories, we need more consumer goods factories. Our efficiency cap drops, output drops, construction speed drops, and we lose a lot of political power. Hopefully we'll not continue dumping a lot of political power, as it will reduce our our stability. So this is like the stability system. It's a fairly simple system. If you have a high enough stability, you will gain stability. By high enough political power, you'll gain stability. If you low political power, you'll lose stability. Javier de Borbon Parma, leader of Carlist line of the Spanish royal family, has decided to do something to fight the economic crisis currently hurting much of Europe. His ideas from Mediterranean economic bloc to combat stagnation together. Chile has further plans as well. Okay, this seems like a good thing. Yeah. This doesn't seem like a bad thing. It does fight off some of the problems, and it keeps us into everything. So aftermath of Black Monday. So let's get the political power, and with that we'll try to gain some stability as well. Let's see how our production is looking. We're barely producing anything. Father Charles Coughlin. 3 years from today, Father Charles Coughlin started doing weekly radio broadcasts in America, and more than 50 million people turn their radios and listen. Okay, he's a raving anti-Semite, claiming that the Syndicate Revolution in France was fomented by the Jew, and that the Berlin stock market crash is an international conspiracy of Jewish banners, and somehow people still tune in. His hate speech will not be tolerated by the church, and the Pope is expected to make a decision whether to ask the United States government to shut down his broadcasts so this hateful message cannot reach the public. It will lose some political power, but we will denounce this guy. We are gonna be... It seems as the Pope currently exists in our nation. Okay. So as the Pope currently exists in our nation, he's kind of more hellbent on peace in the world than any, like, world domination. Just unification of Italy is just my own goal. You know, get the Catholics back under control and get rid of the communists. I think that's kind of where my goal lies, you know, get rid of communism and introduce I think either democracy or something along those lines. I don't know really where we're going just yet. Anyway, representatives from numerous syndicalist socialist nations have gathered in Paris today in what might be just be a defining moment in the history of the ideologies. The French Commune has invited numerous countries to the first official gathering of the members of the Third Internationale to discuss political and foreign matters and cooperate on spreading socialism further. The French opened the International with a powerful parade, festivities in Paris, and finally a speech by the chairman of the CSP. Topics like Spain, the United States, and the world economic crisis are a top priority. It's expected that France and Britain will take the initiative in the gathering. An interesting development. So they're talking about Spain, and I don't really know why. Daily political power gain. Okay. Well, so they still have the civil war that's coming up. Now, I don't know if you're going to go towards a democracy or anything else. I still need to take a proper look through this tree. Yeah, I don't know yet. So this guy seems to be a bit on science. Production of files. Defenders of the faith. Decentralize the government. Die Allgemeine... Okay, so... Die Allgemeine Ostasien-Gesellschaft declared war on the Republic of China. So German... Anyway, so let's take a look through this. So Pope Pius XII... Okay, pause. A lot of events. Oswald Mosley elected chairman of the TUC. TUC. The 1936 Trade Union Congress in the Union of Britain was made out to be decisive. Long-term chairman of the TUC, Philip Snowden, declared his resignation, causing the four major factions in the Union: Maximist, Autonomist, Federationists, and Congregationists. Jesus. To butt head over the position, and as the dust settled, Oswald Mosley, the leader of the Maximists and the Total Ideology, has been appointed as the new chairman. Mosley's faction supports a strong central government and full state control of the economy, and are much more in favor of military action and British nationalism than any other faction. So, wait, you might go fascist? Totalists. Oh no, they're still gonna stick within their fairy tale realm of communism or socialist. It's like it's not pure communism. This is more the Maklik declared war on Mongolia. Anyway, let's take a look at the popes. Promote traditional values, cultural chivalry, recruitment. So this is pretty good if we're gonna go to war, because this gives us technology and Okay, this is an important bit. So now it's time to start looking at these trees proper. All of the Italian Federation mourns the death of His Holiness Pope Pius XI, who passed away in his sleep after having been in declining health for the past several years. The Holy Father will soon be interred with the rest of his predecessors in the Tomb of Popes. Until the next Pope can be chosen, the Italian Federation will be ruled by the College of Cardinals in Rome. The succession of His Holiness is made all the more important due to the Catholic Church's role in governing the nation, as well as its vehement opposition to syndicalism, a force which has divided Italy and created a southern breakaway republic. Yeah, so... Okay, so we gain a little bit more political power, but we also have more consumer factories, so we are like literally not producing anything at all. We have 18 factories and only 2 of them remain, and most of them are spent. Oh wow, that's terrible. Anyway, yeah, I think it's time to start reading through this. So we got the College of Cardinals. Pope Julius IV. Arm the people will give us infantry equipment production and recruit populations. So this is to focus a bit more on war. Condemn syndicalism. Political power gain. And this would strengthen the border. This would get us some forts. This would just get us some political power. Some cheaper infantry equipment and more production. This is also more military buildings. National unity, decentralized the state, papal knights, and papal authority. This is pretty damn good, to be honest. Let's see, promote traditional values. It's good, but not as good, I think. The science here is pretty good, but 4 factories and a lot of other crap. Okay, that's pretty good. A social welfare program, which, alright. Less consumer goods factories, secular trade unions, national unity, civilian factories. Grants rebellious nobility, okay. Reconciliation, against the approved government. Socialist Republic of Italy. Okay, so the Socialist Republic of Italy gains approved government, removes the divided nation. Okay, so this would get us back together without war. Power to the people gets democracy. So it will become a democracy. Feed the poor. Very simple. Let's see, national unity 5%, credible population. This is pretty good. So either that we approach autocracy or crush it. So both of these kind of get rid of the fact. So this is like keeping us in power. This is getting rid of us in power. So getting national unities, centralize the state, and reestablish a monarchy. So this gets me a king. This gets me towards a democracy, and these two kind of keeps us in the current state of affairs. Okay. Well, I don't know yet. Why did you guys choose a pope? I'm gonna make a straw poll, and I'll put a link in the description. And if I don't forget, I'll also put it as a comment pinned to the top, where you can vote on which one of the popes you guys would like to see, and then we'll start working from there. So this episode is not going to be too long. Let's see, the Arab Congress. The Arab revolt in the Weltkrieg was a failure, mostly due to the defeat of the Entente and the millions of Arabs living in Levant and Iraq stayed under Ottoman rule. Despite this, though, Arab nationalism has been on the rise for many years, and it has finally culminated in the beginning of the Arab Congress in Cairo. Representatives from numerous Arabic nations were greeted with spectacular performance by Egyptian dancers and an artillery salute, and the negotiations began. Experts predicted Egypt and the Hashemite Arabia will lead the Congress, a Congress where bitterness towards the Ottomans and sometimes even discussion of a united Arab axis against the Turks can flow freely. I wonder where I've seen this before. So Italy is... So these guys are... Okay, so they're not under Ottoman rule, but they want some freedom from them. That's, you know, not too weird. Aftermath of Black Monday, pretty good. I think we're gonna go for the Papal Conclave. It takes a couple of days, but And as for political power, we're gonna build this up because I want to get my stability up and running as much as I can. Okay, so the good stability, we're on average. Good stability, which gives him more factory output, dockyard output, and national unity. A very good stability just gives him even more. So it's just pretty good an overall thing to have. And I'm not really overly worried that. But anything else right now is a necessity to take. Polish military seizes control in order to prevent the total collapse of the government in Poland. Yesterday, the Sejm passed. That's the, I believe the Senate, or if comparable, or the House of Representatives. I don't. It's the council. Pass an emergency measure to invite the Polish military to create a new government until the economic and political situation stabilizes. The Polish military moved swiftly under the guidance of Władysław Sikorski, who has declared national curfews in the wake of his sudden military takeover. Polish military units now patrol streets of Warsaw, and many wonder if even after the situation stabilizes, the military intends to stay and create yet another military dictatorship in in Eastern Europe. Poland could not choose for itself. It appears that the military has chosen for her. Well, the kingdom is pretty small. Let's see. We are a authoritarian democracy. It's an ideology that combines a strong executive power with a representative parliament and a partial democratic political system. Authoritarian democracies regimes often take a conservative stance on social issues and promote liberal capitalism economic with a limited state intervention. The aim of these regimes are to maintain national stability and provide the people both a popular and responsible government. I like it. Alright, we have no real needs except for the rubber and the tungsten. Which is... we only have one factory. Well. Our construction is done, so we'll at least produce a little bit faster. We don't need resources. We do, however, could use support weapons. Yeah, an army is important. Infantry, equipment... Oh wow, my production must be really poor. The issue is that I don't produce enough infantry equipment. 6 a day. Wow. Potential increase in stability. With our recent increase in political power, we now have a chance to improve stability. However, we must do so manually to go to good stability. Blah 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 blah. Alright, so they changed this. It's now done manually. It used to be done automatically. I just need to ensure that I don't fall under. I kind of like the fact that it's manual instead of automatic. Automatic had its issues. Because sometimes it would just jump up. I actually can't remember exactly. Okay, so this is kind of where I'm going to end the video. Because I want to keep this vote onto you guys. So we got the national focus tree. Can I get all 4 of them in the screen at the same time? Sort of, not really. Alright, so we've got Pope Stephen the 10th, which gets feed the poor, raise the masses, approach the autocracy, centralize the state, and establish the monarchy, crush the autocracy, and expand the universities, and establish the democracy. We've got John, which is social welfare, secular trade unions, industrialized peninsula, crush the autocracy, reconciliation, and power to the people. This is more like the... so kingdom, democracy. I don't know which way this would be a democracy, or what type of democracy. This is socialism, and then we have Julius IV, which has extended armament, arm the people, promote corporatism, centralize the states, the papal knight, sounds awesome, a papal authority, and condemn syndicalism and strengthen the borders. These are anti, these will keep our current government in state. Pope Pius the 12th, beauty of God, heaven is for the faithful, promote traditional values, encyclical against the corruption, defenders of the faith, and centralize the state. So, vote for Pope Stephen. So you guys are kind of like the papal conclave now. Stephen the 10th, John the 23rd, Julius the 4th, and Pius the 12th. cast your votes now, people. And with that, I end the video. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. As this is the first in the series, I only ask this in this video. If you like what you see, press that like button. If you don't like what you see, press the dislike button. If you dislike, please let me know why. I might be able to fix it in the future. Check out the rest of the channel if you want to see more Hearts of Iron content and other games. And videos will be uploaded twice a day. Hit the big subscribe button if you want to keep updated on when videos get uploaded. With that, I want to thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.